Whatever.
Hi Playmates, how are you? It's Aerostar here, hoping you're having a great and the most awesomest week so far. Today I am on a new game called Alice Fiction. It just released on the global server not too long ago, and it doesn't seem to be having a lot of players download so far, but I have been thoroughly enjoying it for the last couple days. So I thought I'd share with you my thoughts just in case you want to go ahead and give this game a go. So as you can see, this world takes up in place called Alice. It is a metaverse filled with people that are looking to have like a second chance at life. What you're looking at now are the folklore or the gachas, characters that you collect. Folklore are kind of like NPC like fighting beings that are created from all of the data that is collected in the world, like from people's like searches, and when they come into contact with this Alice metaverse, they take like a physical form that kind of arrives and fights for you on your behalf. And so you're this character that is kind of looking for your lost memories and your sister, which was gobbled up by a pawn, which is kind of created from all of the deleted data, the messed up data that's deleted from the world and blah blah blah. And you have like this chrono watch that is able to summon these folklore to fight along your side when you wish. And so you have some kind of special power, but you also have amnesia. And so that's kind of like the story. You meet the people and you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on in this metaverse that is ruled by the ultimate AI called the Queen. So the Queen is pretty much in charge of this metaverse and so forth. But anyway, so getting into the actual gameplay, because the story itself is pretty cool to read through and the voice acting is pretty nice. You have these characters that you can level up, also like grade up, and also upgrade their skills and their rarity. So the game system itself is pretty straightforward as far as I've seen. The levels are upgraded by like these experience points. The grades are leveled up by another currency, and you also have these world memories, which is kind of like an artifact or like a card add-on system to add additional passive boost to your folklore as you're kind of fighting alongside them. And of course, you also have to enhance these through the different materials that you have. The gameplay itself is pretty straightforward. I haven't unlocked everything just yet, just rank 22 right now. The game itself does kind of start off a little bit slow compared to other gacha games. A lot of other gacha games, they kind of start you off fast, get you up to level like speed and all of that thing so that you could kind of enjoy the game and kind of get a feel, that rush in the initial start. But for whatever reason, Alice Fiction doesn't really do that. It does kind of take you through the levels and the stories at a pace that's, I would consider, a little bit on the medium to slow side. So if you're not really patient and if you're not really spending the time to gather up the materials and level up your characters, you are going to have a bit of a difficult time leveling up or going through all of the story stages that need to be unlocked before you unlock other features like the tower feature and like the whatchamacallit, like the collection system, and all the wheels and vessels, I can't talk today. All other things that are available on other gacha games. But let's talk about the battle system, because that's one thing that I've actually quite enjoyed on Alice Fiction here. So you have a party of 4 folklore that go into battle with you. You could also have up to 2 backup folklore that will take place of a folklore in your current party of 4 if they happen to die within the battle. So if you can see on this screen here, you see the 4 folklore with the enemies on the left hand side. Your folklore also have like these skills, like skill 1 and 2 that can be, or I guess up to 3, that can activate within the battle before you click on attack mode on the right. So you have some time to activate a skill that you'd like. As soon as you click on the attack mode, it will start a timer that gives you time to try to match up the same color tiles to generate another like active skill that your current character has. So you need to match up at least 3 tiles of the same color to generate a skill tile. And if you happen to get a skill tile next to the same colored tile before clicking on it, the active skill that the particular folklore will release will become stronger and attack even more. So obviously, this means that the more same color tiles that you match up together before pressing, the better, obviously. So each of the folklore have their own elements, and there's an elemental system that's stronger than one element being stronger than the other, of course. Now the only difference is once you actually get into the battle, the colored tiles that you have to match up, there's only 4 colors. There's green, blue, yellow, and red that's assigned to your particular folklore, and it will have like that little color avatar next to them so you know which color they are within the battle. So if you want to release a particular character's skills, you obviously need to put together same colored tiles of that particular hero. Then quite conveniently, it shows you their little faces on the tiles so you don't get confused as to who is who before releasing the skills. You can tell how strong that particular skill is going to be by the number of like spokes or like little spikes that come out within their skill tiles, and also as they're releasing their skills. Now, there are like 2 stages in most battles. You do have to complete each battle stage within 7 turns, or at least 7 is the number that has been kind of generated so far. You also have the option of auto battle, but this is actually one of the first gacha games that I've played in a while where I actually don't want to auto battle, which is actually quite funny because most gacha games, and once you get to a certain level, you definitely want to like auto battle and just kind of get through it. But this is this 3 match game, or I guess more than 3 match game, because you have to match up more than 3 in order to get better skill releases and stronger attacks. It's actually quite fun, and it does acquire a little bit of strategy. As I mentioned before, like this particular game, Alice, this metaverse doesn't actually level you up like that fast. Like it doesn't give you that initial rush, so you do have to kind of think. And if you were to auto battle some of these, even some of the lower stages, depending on how you've like leveled up your particular folklore, you are going to struggle. You will kind of die when you just do auto battle, because now obviously it's going to just press random skill tiles and not really think about like which hero is going to use the active skill, and how many tiles that you want to put together in order to get that done. There are also special bonuses, like if you hit a certain gauge, where it will activate certain like battle skills, so that it will like put all of the same color tiles together, or convert all of the tiles into the same color. It will extend the time of that particular time that you have to put the skills together. So there's all kinds of like random elements that are also involved in the battle play, which makes it just that much more interesting. Not to mention like all of the skill animations, it does get a little bit repetitive, but it's very flashy. It's very fun to kind of look at least for me for now. I do think it might give a headache to some people if they're not really used to like this whole flashy game thing that's going on here, but I think that whole aesthetic definitely works with this whole like metaverse theme that they're trying to play along with. And the animations itself is pretty fluid. The character designs are also pretty much on point. They do, because folklore are kind of like the embodied versions of like famous searches or popular searches on the internet. They do embody kind of like important like historical figures like Anderson and so forth. So it also makes it kind of interesting to see like the different characters and how this particular game developer showed their particular personalities. And as you can see here, we got some levels up and also affinity upgrades and a bunch of materials. So in conclusion, do I think Alice Fiction is worth giving a go? I have to definitely say yes, especially if you have enjoyed like match 3 games. This is kind of like a little bit faster action version of those type of games, along with like cute characters and a pretty interesting story, and it's just like a little bonus on top with all of the world memories and the additional skill spin-offs that you can have. So I think it's definitely worth giving it a go and a download. Even if you want to play casually, I don't think you would miss out by doing so. As far as I can see, there isn't that much competition so far yet. Now again, I am only rank 22, so there are many other game modes to unlock. So maybe that will also add a little bit more interest or a little bit more challenge to the game. But please, if this is interesting to you, give it a try and let me know your thoughts on it as well down in the comments below. I know I haven't been able to get back to you guys. I will as soon as all of this clears out, and I hope to be connecting with you guys all as soon as possible. Well, that's it for me today, guys. I hope that I was able to provide some insight into this new exciting gacha game for you, and maybe inspired you to give it a go. If you do, please do let me know down in the comments below. And if you like random gaming content, especially on mobile gacha games, please consider leaving a like and subscribing as well as every Wednesday and weekends. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and take care.